Okay guys, how you doing? Hope you're all well. James again today. This is
Lisa, hello.
And our cameraman can't wait today because he's using a different camera. So there's his hat. Little one out to the farm today. Not as sunny as the other day. Hope you're all well. So we've been asked by Dan's mum to actually do the Cornish pasties because they were really lovely last time. So today's ingredients, very similar to the other day. Okay, salt and pepper. Got that correct today, Lisa?
Yeah.
Thank you. Some flour, some oil, OXO cubes. There are many other varieties on the shop shelf, but not in Tesco's today. Just roll, potatoes, onion, carrots, and minced meat. Okay, I think I said garlic. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is quickly sharpen a knife. It's not something that you should be doing as children, as of yet, but a bit later. Holding the knife like so. Okay, getting away from me. Okay, I don't like going in. You'll see some chefs do that. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. And the angle is like so. And then the same that side. Okay. Okay, so a little trick of the trade. So we're using the garlic. Just push down on the garlic quite hard and it'll separate. Okay, like so. Rubbish into the pot. Another trick of the trade is put a wet towel underneath your board. Stops it sliding so much. Onion, straight down. Again, don't forget, you don't have to go this fast, take your time when doing this, otherwise it'll be a bit boring for you. So we're speeding it up a little bit. Whilst I'm doing this, we might have a fact of the day today. Which I think is why I'm making Cornish pasties. Lisa, what's your fact of the day?
Just bear with me.
Oh, my favourite internet. So with the what's Lisa doing? With the garlic, what we're going to do is do a little cut that end, bash it down. It separates quite easily and quite quickly. Okay, there you go. And you can do it the other way, just push down, then chop the ends off if you forgot, and it will still work. Okay. Lisa's fact of today is?
Okay, so a fact about Cornish pasties.
Well done.
Okay, when the Cornish rugby team plays an important match,
Oh, rugby!
a giant Cornish pasty is symbolically hoisted over the clubhouse before the start of the game. It's a tradition that dates back to 1908 and the original giant pasty is still used to this day.
Oh. There you go.
There is my fact.
Interesting facts. Not sure if it's relevant, appropriate, unless you're a rugby player. So again, like we did last time on the Dorset roll puff, we're just going to use a bigger knife this time, squash it down, the garlic, okay, and then start cutting. Now you see my board's moving, that's not working, is it? So what I can do is put my tea cloth underneath. Okay, so that helps me from slipping everywhere. Okie doke. Just chop away like we did the other day. Another little trick for the trade is in this recipe you'll see it says something else, which is you can actually crush it. So you can also hold your fingers down here. This is for the parents, obviously, the guardians. Okay, and then what I've done is mushed it. Okay, so same with the onion, same as we did the other day. Okay, slicing down. Don't go this fast. We're doing this fast so we can get through this video a bit quicker. Slide. And then, don't forget, you were counting how many? 140, wasn't it? No?
No.
That wasn't our joke for the day, actually. What's our joke for the day? This is Kirk, isn't it? Kirk's our joke for the day. So, Kirk, what's our joke for today?
How does a chicken cross the road?
By the way, Kirk, how's a chicken cross the road?
It walks.
Is that it? Okay. Is that funny, was it? Why are you laughing? Is that funny? Are you sure? Lisa found that funny. If any of you laughed at home, please let me know. Okay. So there's our onions. Okay, and garlic. Right. What we need to do next is, we still a cook, is actually do our peeling of our carrots and our potatoes, which I'm sure you did really well last time. Very similar, if you like, in recipe. In your recipe, actually, it says short crust pastry, so you can get that. Okay, I've got just roll the puff pastry. So do make your own choice. Okay. Right, so what I want to do now is just do some peeling. Okay. Again, don't get as quick, just that cook gets very bored, and that's his hands holding the camera. A bit of peeling, going everywhere, don't worry. You can pick it up, or you can have what I call Lisa for that. Is that right, Lisa? Is that a no?
It's not right, but it happens.
That's not right, but it happens. Okay. Sweet, and my potato. I find this harder with gloves on, actually. So I've seen some pictures of a few guys who've done their Dorset roll puffs, and they look really good actually. Macau's ones are fantastic. I believe Daniel's going to be doing it. I believe Matthew's doing it today. That's pretty cool. And hopefully Sunny will be on it this week as well. Any farm news for us at all?
The geese have moved.
The geese have moved. Oh, I wonder if Kurt could get a zoom in. Did you manage? Yeah, cool. Okay, so geese are actually in the pond. So what we do with our potatoes now, okay, is we need to make a safe flat surface. So what we need to do is we need to cut these into cubes. Okay, I think this is Laura's recipe. Okay, I think she's put 7 by 7 by 7. So I believe 7 by 7 by 7 is 7 millimeters. I haven't got my tape measure. What I can tell you is this is the size I'm going to do. Because I don't know about you, I would not like anything bigger than that in my Cornish pasty. Okay? What I'll do is I won't do it on top, I'll do one each so you can see it nice and easy. So your recipe card, Lisa, is it one potato or 2, is it?
One potato.
One potato.
Yeah, 7 by 7 by 7 millimeters.
Millimeters.
Yeah.
Right. So when Laura watches this, she'll be saying, no, it's all wrong. I'm going to say, where are you, Laura? She'll say, I'm at home. Convalescing.
It's a Monday.
Oh, it's a Monday. She's not in on Mondays, is she? Cool. Take an edge off. Turn it flat. Take another edge off. Flat. Another edge off. Flat. Up to the side. Push down. So again, I think it's a parent's job. Guardian. Yes, thank you, Lisa. Lisa is my guardian, aren't you?
Yep.
Okie doke. So we get the idea. Carrot, ends off. Might be a bit too long, so what we can do is cut it in half. Okay, again, take an edge off. Makes life a little bit easier. And another one. Alright, you could, like we did the other day, just grate this if you wanted to, But don't tell Laura, because it's Laura's recipe. Okay. Down, either side, straight through. Always watch these fingers, be careful. We're going to make these a little bit smaller. Okay. And it is quite hard actually using gloves and colour. They're going away, aren't they?
Yeah.
Come back. So we get the idea, guys. That's what we're after. So you know what I'm doing. I think Kurt could pan out and have a look at the animals now. We've moved the alpacas. Bit of farm news for you. There were some deer last week. 5 deer in the fields below. Look. So what's next on the recipe, Lise?
So soften the onion
Soften the onion.
and then add the garlic.
And the garlic. So a little bit in. That's the sound I'm after. If you remember rightly, you are supposed to put garlic in first, but because the garlic's smaller, it'll cook quicker. So I'm going to put the onion in first. That's the sound we're after. And we used the word. I was watching the video for what we did the other day on the Dorset Royal Puffs. And we used the word translucent, which meant see-through. So you'll see, as it's starting to cook, you'll see some of these down here, starting to get soft already and a bit more cleary, as in clear see-through. Okay. So I'm happy now to bring in the rest of my garlic. My learned assistant has said, what was that?
It's the mince after that.
The mince after that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Fry to brown.
Does these need to be the brown colour? Or the...
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, is it? With this one, it's not. The only reason I put the brown in is because it makes it a bit sweeter. It's actually caramelisation of the onion and garlic, and it just gives an extra little bit of taste, a bit of a sweetened taste. Again, if you use shallots instead of onions, okay, this is one for Harry. If you use shallots instead of onions, Harry, then you'll get a sweeter taste. We actually had a takeaway curry the other night, which was really nice, and they used lots and lots of onions in their bases of their sauces. And I'll tell you now is when our next meal recipe we're going to make is going to be a curry. And Lisa will tell you about the curries. How many onions do you use in your curries, Lisa?
Well, a do piazza, I think it's...
In a what, sorry?
In a do piazza, I think it's either 6 or 8.
6 or 8?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't remember off the top of my head.
So how much mince meat did we need?
250 grams.
250 grams. How much is in there?
500 grams.
500 grams. So 250 goes into 500 how many times? Anyone going to join in?
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you knew an answer too.
Okay. It's a maths question.
Half it.
So we have 500 grams, and we only need how much?
250.
Okay. So how do we work that out?
Half 500.
Half of 500 is
250.
250. So we need half of this.
Half pack.
Half a pack. Okay. So
Or
half
you
a
could
pack.
double the other ingredients and use the whole pack.
Or you could do what?
Double the other ingredients and use the whole pack.
Have we doubled the other ingredients?
No.
No? Kirk, are you hungry to dip it in? Which I think we do, because I know Kirk's hungry. And to be honest, I did actually buy 2 puff rolls. Now this is where I would add my salt and pepper. I think this is a recipe to add it a bit later, that's not a problem. You can add it when you like. I just like my pepper to start cooking and my salt. And I can taste it again in a bit. So I'm just going to pepper it all around. Okay, with some pink salt. We've got pink salt for the ladies. Is that right?
To match our coats.
To match their coats. It might seem like there's a lot going in there, but there's not a lot coming out. So there we go. And what I like to do with this, so I like to get it as brown as possible. So the hotter the heat, really the better. Again, don't forget, when our young champions are doing this, just put it off the heat, put it back to you, let them have a stir, get involved. Yeah, don't forget you've got your cameras with you now, your little GoPros and such, so you can use those cameras to video and take pictures. Okay, and what we do is we swap those SD cards over with another SD card when we drop another box off for you guys. Okay. So what I'm trying to do here is get rid of all the red, okay, and turn it into that colour. What colour would you say that is?
Brown.
Brown. Some say grey. If it's grey, that's a problem underneath it. So we're nearly there. What are we doing with the vegetables, Lee? So they're going in here?
Once the mince is brown, you add it in, yeah.
Add it in. Okay.
And then fry for a couple of minutes and then add the flour.
Great. So we're nearly there. I'm going to go for this. Okay. The reason I use the small boards like this, so thin, is that you can turn them and curve them like this. It's not easier to play with. So there we go. Now you can use, we've used minced beef here, you can use diced beef, you can use the beef off your Sunday roast that's left over. Don't need to cook it that much, obviously cook your veg a bit earlier, it's not obvious. Cook your veg a little bit earlier, and then add it to the meat, finely chopped meat, and that'll work. I think we need a bit more salt on that, just a little bit. Tinks a bit more. So, just going to let that fry for a second or two. Whilst that's happening, I'm going to take one of these over here. Okay, I'm just going to roll this pastry out and start on that now. Okay, so roll our pastry out. So again, I'm using puff paste as I said earlier, and I need to draw some little circles. Okay, what would be nice is to get it in here as well, but don't worry. So I can mark one here, see how big it's going to get, and how much space I got. That might not work. So we do one here. I might be able to fit one in there. I might be able to get a bit of one out of that. So I could get my rolling pin out and roll out a bit more. So let's just start with this one. You can use a plastic knife if you've got one, and then the children can do it. Okay. What do you think? I think we're going to do this one here. And what we could do is use the inside. Okay, so our next ingredient is a little bit of flour.
Tablespoon.
Tablespoon. We didn't have a tablespoon. Tablespoon. You can start hearing it now get hot and heating up, even more so. The flour is going to make it go a bit thicker. That's why I add it, so you have a bit of a sauce coming out of it as well. What we're going to do is we're going to use these OXO cubes. I normally use more, but I didn't have any, so they're on the OXO. Bit difficult to gloves on. I'm just going to sprinkle it in around. In this case, probably use 2. And then we need to add some water in there. The amount of water these on the recipe?
Well, it's 200 mils of good stock.
Okay, so we put the stock in first. And then you can do it this way as well. Or you can add your stock to the water. What we don't want is you don't want soggy ingredients, yeah? So we're going to go into this. It'll be too soggy. So what we're going to do is that much in? Pepper? Pepper's already in. And you can hear the sound change. Yep. So we reduce all this down, as Lisa's saying. There's no sauce, not too much sauce going in. You can add some more sauce if you like. Okay, so just let that simmer for a bit. With this you could actually roll it out a bit more to make it thicker. So thinner, sorry, I should say, to get more in. Or you can push it down. Okay. Personally, I just leave it like that. What we're going to do is going to put the ingredients in there and put it over. I think we can roll that a bit more actually. You just stay over there for me, Joe. Okay, so what we've done is we've separated the meat so we can cool down a bit quicker. Little trick of the trade, always make sure your ingredients are cold before you start putting them in your pastry. So what I've done here is I've made some bigger ones actually. I'm going to put our meat in the centre as much as we can. Don't worry if it overspills. Okay, like so. And then we'll put a bit of egg wash around the side, not too much. Just a little dab. Okay, don't worry about these little bits that come off from around. Little mistake, we'll clean it up. Okay, so as I said, don't worry about the bits that are falling down. Okay, we can sort that out in a second. There's two ways of doing this. You can fold over to the side, or you can try and bring it all up to the middle. Okay, which would you like to do, Kurt? Side or middle?
Up to the middle.
Up to the middle. Okay, so up to the middle she comes, like so. And what we're going to do is squeeze it. Okay, push it all in, squeeze it round. Okay, it will go in. All right. So we want to get a little lip on it. Okay, because that's how we're going to crimp. All right. The same this way. Push it all in. It will go. Okay. It's going to go. Okay, and that's what we do. Squeeze that together so the egg yolk has made that happen. Got a bit of meat like that hanging out, don't worry. Okay, and that's what you're after. Okay, a bit like a dinosaur's back. Remember those dinosaurs? Okay, that's what we're after. And all we're going to do is crimp. So we put our fingers like so, thumb in like this, then like that. On to the next one. 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 Fold over you need to. On to the next one. And down the ball. Okay? Alrighty. To the big yolk. All over. See there any hole you might have like there? You'll be fine. Wash the top again. Okay. So you could do is you can make it a little bit smaller, not put so much in if you're too worried. Okay? So what we're going to do now is put that one over here. Lift this one over. Right, Lisa, you alright?
Yes.
This time we're going to put my egg around the side first. Make sure it doesn't fall over. Take some pastry toppings out for our steak and kidney and steak and mushroom pies later. Back in she goes, like so. Okay, squeeze it all together. Think that's too much?
I think so.
Think so? Do it this way? What do you think?
Still the same amount.
Still the same amount? It is. Okay, up to the middle again, Kurt, come in.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so push it in, squeeze, crimp those, push that meat down, like a clam. Squeeze them together. And if you're not happy there's too much coming out, just take some out. Okay, not a problem. Okay, push that in, like so. Squeeze it together. Turn it around again. And do a bit tighter this time. But if it is coming apart like that, just a bit of egg wash. Okay. Squeeze it on. So, this time we're crimping. And push down, push into it. There you go. Each one's getting better each time. Very good. Now the oven temperature, Lisa, what's that going to be?
180 degrees.
180 degrees.
And you need to line a baking tray with grease-proof paper.
Greaseproof paper, which we have down the bottom here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's quickly get some. you very much. Look, so one there. And here now with the puff paste, you're going to puff up, so give them more space in between. Okay. We did have some leftover. Okay. For a small one for Lisa, which doesn't need a big one. We had some leftover pastry. So what we've done, so how it is. Let's borrow some of that flour to the size of these cut. Thanking you, multitasking, must be a chap. What we're going to do is a little bit of flour here. Okay. And then what we've done is I've just put all the bits together that were left over from the cuts. And then I'm going to roll it into a bowl. Okay. And literally use my hand to push it down. And turn it at the same time. We didn't want Lisa to feel left out, so we thought we'd make a big one for her here. Is that alright, Dave?
Yeah.
Dear?
They're in that field.
Yeah, there's two. As you cut, see if you can zoom in down there, look, through the
Like the
gap.
hedgerow.
You see them? There's two, is there?
There's more earlier.
Yeah. I can see they got white fur around the back ends, which means they are either Seeker deer or roe. I know from experience, but here it's one of them go. Okay, cut back to us. Sorry, so a bit like a pizza base. Would you do a pizza on pizza instead, please, or Cornish?
Stick to Cornish.
Stick with Cornish. So don't waste the pastry, we'll still use it. It's left over. Okay. And, not too much, Lise? A bit more? Hey.
That'll be okay.
I think we can make a big one. Okay, what's this one then? Okay. Size of that. Okay. Up she goes to the middle again. Okay, squeeze up through the top, that's what you want, the first bit is there. And then push that one in, at one end. And crimp it down. If it is too much, push it more back in, even out. Okay, so you can actually pull it up from the sides as well. Push that down. Are you hungry, Elise?
I think that's a cat size one.
Is it? We'll take some out in this one. Okay. That's a proper one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, crimping again. How do we crimp? Like so. Push down into it as well. Big wash. Happy days. Into the oven. What degrees?
180.
180. We've gone up a little bit higher for this oven. That's your job done. Okay guys, so that's been in the oven. Looks pretty good actually, so I'm just going to get it out. You can see what's going on. Okay, so you can see where you actually crimple, okay, if you do it tighter. The problem is with puff pastry, it's going to split like this, whereas your short crust will be a bit better. Okay, stay in its place. Personally, I like the puff pastry, it's lighter. So, there we go. Happy eating. Catch you guys later on. More cooking coming and more sports. See you later.